Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel, where in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the energy of chasing. I don't like to use just the word chasing because there is an energy to that verb. What does a verb mean? It's a word of action. So we do this action of chasing for a particular reason, and we're going to be talking about the energy of chasing, but in therapeutic terms. And what does it actually mean when an individual finds themselves in that energy of chasing, which really is trying to control or force an outcome, right? So if we're chasing a person or chasing an opportunity or chasing a friendship, forcing things to happen in order for us to feel a lack, right? Like we're trying to control an outcome instead of just being in the present moment and enjoying just what is, like the process of getting that new job, the process of getting to know someone, whether it's a platonic or romantic relationship, the process of perhaps moving, like whatever it is that you want to be doing. When we are focused on the outcome because we are scared of having that outcome repeated subconsciously and unconsciously, this is why we go into the energy of chasing. It's merely our inner child wanting to now control the outcome that they've experienced in the past to not happen again. And that is behind that energy of chasing. And it almost becomes like forcing something to take place instead of being able to be in the present moment and enjoy what is unfolding and all the gifts that are coming with your experiences. This is Anna Morfides, Mending Hearts Counseling, dedicating this channel to like living our best life. Now a full-on professional counselor and soon to be registered. And I'm just so grateful. And yeah, I want to help others overcome the stigma and the shame that comes with chasing. And like, I really want to normalize it. I am someone who has found themselves in the energy of chasing my entire life, now that I think about it. But now that I get what happens to me therapeutically, like from a counseling perspective, I no longer have a stigma about that, because it's not because I'm just like this weirdo or this loser or like someone that just can't handle their emotions and or feelings. This is literally my inner child experiencing the same outcomes that it had as a child. And then we now know, with the concept of recapitulation, when we are children between the ages of 0 to 7, and some studies say up to 12 years old, we acquire core beliefs that become our central, like it's the epitome of who we are. Our core beliefs become the center of like our hard drive, and those beliefs have a certain emotion, and those emotions have a certain behavior. So this is CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Our thoughts create emotions, or emotions drive our behaviors. So if our core beliefs are, I'm bound to be rejected, I'm bound to be alone, and like I acquired these because my dad did abandon us, he left. I felt unworthy and unlovable because I was always in trouble and I always got punished. My mom criticized me all the time. So I developed all these core beliefs that I'm not enough and I'm not lovable. So then the energy that comes with that, right, is like I was sad, like I was a sad kid. And then I continued through recapitulation. So this is a true concept. Recapitulation is what is called in the therapeutic world, that experience of reliving your past, like your past experiences through recapitulation, will be continued on in our adult years. And why that happens is because it's all about energy and frequency that we are. The energy of the emotions, of the core beliefs that we acquire, is the same as when we were children. Unless we become aware of it, then and only then can we change our core beliefs, and we can change our emotional state, which is the point of attraction of experiences, and then we can change outcomes. So instead of chasing that person and or situation to respond to us differently, the only way that we can control an outcome is to control what we are putting out there. But I understand why we have a need to control the outcome, because we really don't want to experience the hurt of our past experiences. So we get anxious, and we get uncomfortable, and we get, our nervous system takes over unconsciously and is bracing itself and getting ready to experience what it knows. So we can work now backwards and start to give our nervous system something different. We can parent ourselves, and we can give ourselves a recorrective experience. So we are no longer chasing, and we are no longer forcing. And I wrote this down. We are allowing. And these days I have to wear my glasses to sometimes read. So no forcing, right? We're just allowing. And then if you want to take a moment and see, instead of saying like, what are you chasing? Let's talk about like, what outcome are you wanting to force or want to happen? And then try to figure out why are we controlling that outcome? What is it that we are wanting to not feel, or what is it that we are wanting to control to not feel again? What is it that we're scared we're going to repeat again? Is it going to be that you're unworthy? Is it going to be like anxiety, sadness, feelings of like not being capable, like your loneliness? Like, what is it that we are quote unquote chasing through that experience to feel and or not feel? This is where all the power and this is where all the juice is. And this is the only thing that we can control. People and or situations will act according to who we are, not what we want, but who we are. So who are we innately in our nervous system? Like our vagus nerve, which is the biggest component of our nervous system. What information is in that hard drive of our vagus nerve? Like, what is it saying? If you pay attention, because it is 95% unconscious and subconscious, so it's just happening automatically day in and day out. Day in and day out, we're constantly manifesting things because we're constantly thinking, and we're constantly feeling, and we're constantly behaving, and like we're constantly manifesting. So when we become conscious of what we are thinking, we can literally control our emotions, which is energy and motion, and we can change the point of frequency that we are at, so we can bring in experiences that are more reflective of what we want. So if you feel comfortable, I would love to hear in the comment box below, or you can email me privately, what it is that is coming up for you. What outcome are you trying to force, and why? Like, what is it? Like for me, for example, my nervous system would try to do anything in its power to not feel its unworthiness. Yeah. Or that I'm too much for people to handle. Like even even like with my classmates. And then that like the mind can make up kind of crazy stories. And I understand that like we want to protect ourselves, and we actually want to protect ourselves from from the very same thing that we don't want to experience. But the energy of trying to protect ourselves is also the very same thing that keeps us in the state of repeating the same pattern and having the same experience. So, what do? Well, we use the power of affirmations, and we use the power of neuroplasticity to like literally create new neurological pathways in our nervous system that release different messages, different chemicals, right? Like if I have a message that, oh, I'm bound to be rejected, I'm bound to be alone, or they're not going to hire me, like I'm not good enough, those messages will be releasing neurotransmitters such as cortisol, which will create anxiety. If we are thinking positively about our outcome, because we actually don't even fear an outcome, there's nothing to fear. So if we're just able to be present and know that everything's working out and it's just going to unfold exactly as it should, and we don't have to fear the outcome of the past, and we just love ourselves and do all these things and like do the affirmations, whatever it is that you're trying to avoid, like you affirm the opposite, then the neurotransmitters that are going to be released in your body are going to resemble those such as oxytocin. And oxytocin is that feel-good chemical. And honestly, oxytocin, I've learned while we were studying attachment styles. So an anxiously attached individual is the only one of the four attachment styles that has a negative self-view of self and a positive self-view of others, which means everyone else is on our pedestal, but we're over here looking up at everyone because we don't think that we're enough. So we are dependent on other people to give us that oxytocin, and this is why we attach. Right? We attach to them because we want to receive that hit of oxytocin. But we can do that now for ourselves. Like we can give ourselves that hit of oxytocin. We can look at ourselves in the mirror and give ourselves all the love. You can literally talk to your inner child. And I'm actually going to do a video on inner child work next, I think. But I'm going to merge it with the counseling world and this amazing theory of how inner child healing works, but like in scientific terms, because it's very important. But going back to using the power of neuroplasticity to create a different blueprint for ourselves, which we know that we can control, which will produce different emotions for us. And those emotions will change our behaviors, right? So if we feel good in who we are and we're secure, then the feelings that we're going to have are not going to be that of anxiety and or disappointment and or fear. It's going to be that of acceptance and gratitude and love and passion. So then our behaviors are going to be different. We're not going to be attaching. We're not going to be checking our emails like, did I get that job? Did I get that opportunity? Did she text me back? Did he call me back? Like that energy of chasing something is just merely you trying to protect yourself from experiencing your past outcomes because your nervous system doesn't want to have that experience anymore. And that's okay. And here we go. We can control that. There's this concept called pruning that we were learning over human development, which literally means parts of our nervous system that were not cultivated, like you're amazing, you're beautiful, you've got this, life is easy. I don't know, what do I say to my kids all the time to make sure that they have those neurons? Like, yeah, you're amazing, you can do anything, the world is your oyster, unlimited possibilities. You could control our thoughts. Like I always make them want to feel that they have an advantage in coming into life, but my poor parents didn't know all that stuff. What I would learn, it was life's hard. You gotta hustle. Nothing comes easy. So much criticism. Like, my wiring, what would it bring as an adult if that is what was absorbed? And that is what, can you imagine like the amount of cortisol or like negative neurotransmitters are floating in my body, which are causing my anxiety, which is my point of attraction for more things to give me more anxiety. But as soon as we change that blueprint, we can change our predominant emotions, and we can change the experiences that come and find us. And yeah, so we no longer have to force any outcomes, but we now have the power to witness if something is triggering to us. What outcome is it that we're fearing to experience? Right? Like, which ones of our neurons have been pruned when we were little and we don't believe that to be true about ourselves? So say, for example, for me, I am worthy, I am good enough to be loved, I am special, I am chosen, because my parents didn't choose me. Like, those pruned, like they were not even existed in my nervous system, right? Like, those were not there, but with the power of neuroplasticity, I can like recreate them and have them like regrow. And then, yeah, I can literally give myself the corrective experience. And I feel like this is why I'm so passionate about the work, the counseling work, and the therapeutic world, because it literally is like a guidebook to us becoming the version of self that we have always wanted. So then we can have the experience that we have always wanted, instead of having the experiences who are reflective of who we are up until this moment. But we can change ourselves at any time, any moment, in any given time. This is the power of being a human and being in control of our thoughts and knowing and being aware and having knowledge. With knowledge comes power, awareness, self-reflection. Like, we can definitely do this and have the best life experience and live our best life. I think I'm going to end my video right here. I want to make sure that I'm looking at my notes, that I did say everything. And I'm going to say actually this last little bit, when we are forcing instead of flowing, what are we controlling? You can also think about that. Like, what are you trying to control? What experience are you trying to control? And then this piece about like expectations come from a lack. Excuse me. And that lack comes from lack of messaging that would help to contribute to a safe, secure attachment style, like represent the lack of that messaging be present. So witness that, write that out, and now we can give those through affirmations to ourselves, and we can change our core beliefs and have intentions, because expectations come from lack, intentions come from faith. And when we have faith that everything is happening for a reason, everything is happening for us, not to us, everything is happening for us. Every challenge is there to help us become our best version of self. Everything is happening for us, even the most challenging things. I promise you, I think I'm going to be going right into a coughing fit. So maybe I should just stop the video right here. Thank you so much. With all my love and gratitude. If you liked anything about it, I welcome thumbs up, subscriptions, comments, hearts. I'll take it. Again, with all my love and gratitude, thank you for being here, sharing this space with me, and I'll see you next time.